Last time on Flight Mike Alpha, Carly and I departed the Venice airport in Florida, headed northbound towards Oshkosh to finish up her private pilot training en route to Oshkosh and then eventually back on down to Florida. We got VFR flight following from Tampa approach, got a low approach into Cedar Key, and then stopped off for fuel at Cook County Airport before proceeding northbound on up to Perry Houston Airport, stopping off there for lunch and borrowing the crew car. And then, based on the way Carly was progressing and everything was going well, I figured it was a pretty good time for us to work on her landings a little bit, and so we decided to head out and do a little bit of high-speed taxiing drills and also a few low approaches.
Blue, weather, wind 280 at 10, visibility 106,000, scattered. Temperature 36 Celsius, dew point 21, altimeter 3006, density altitude 2800, lightning distant southeast.
That checklist, if it's more comfortable for you, try putting it at your left leg, you know, in that little pocket there, or somewhere out of the way. Yeah, it's a pretty big old checklist.
Is that what that's for?
Yeah, tuck it behind those wires there and see if it'll stay out of your way. There you go. Much better. Cool, so do you remember the high-speed taxi run that we did in Alaska?
You're pulling back and easing on the throttle?
Exactly, you're using just enough power just to get the nose up. We're just trying to do a big old wheelie down the runway, and we got a pretty good crosswind here, so we're going to be using lots of left aileron. And pretty good amount of right rudder to keep that nose going straight. And just going kind of quickly, you know, with the nose up. It'll definitely be a feel a little light with the crosswind, but we're just going to do a high-speed run, and if it gets really squirrely, we'll probably just either come off the power, and I'll say, you know, abort, we'll stay on the ground, or if we actually get airborne there, we might just be safer adding full power and taking off. We'll have our fuel pump on, since we may be taking off, and we'll do our lights, camera, action as we're getting onto the runway here.
Lights, so nav?
Yep, nav, because that fires up our ADS-B, strobe, yep, and our landing light.
Camera? Oh, landing light.
And camera, altitude 1200, good.
Action.
And action. We don't have an abort point because we're just going to be going down the runway, and I'll let you know when to go ahead and abort or powered idle, and we'll stay on the ground since we're just doing a high-speed run and back taxiing. Okay. And you can just announce that we're departing as a simple radio call. You don't have to announce high-speed run or anything like that. Just announce Perry traffic, Skyhawk 668 departing runway 36, Perry traffic.
Okay. Perry traffic, Skyhawk 19668, departing runway 36, Perry traffic.
Perfect. Final's clear, base is clear, downwind looks clear. Runway's all yours.
Our goal is not to depart, correct?
Exactly. Our goal is just to do that wheelie down the runway and then pull the powered idle and stay on the ground, just like we were doing up in Alaska, up in Birchwood.
Okay. We're not full throttle, correct? No.
No, you use full throttle at first, then you just reduce power back to about half. So a little bit of left aileron for that crosswind. Yep. Good. And full power. Keep that nose going straight. Look all the way down that runway. Good job. And slowly reducing power here. Good. Reduce power, reduce power, reduce power, reduce power. Good. See, because we can pull back and we can get that nose up, and that's what we're working at. That's what we're looking for, just like that. Yep. Look down that runway. Reduce power, reduce power. Just keep her on the ground. Yep. Keeping that nose up. Nice. A little more power. Keep a little more power. That's what we're looking for. That's how we land the airplane. Exactly. Very nice. Cool. And powered idle. And finish it out as if you're landing, which would be full to the left and full back. As the airplane slows and you use a little bit of brake. See, we got about 1,000 feet remaining here.
Yep.
We'll roll out all the way to the end. We'll do the same exact thing, go in the other direction. Cool. But that gives you an idea how much back pressure it's going to take in the sight picture you're looking for. Cool, take your time, get her lined up, get her back in the center of the runway before we add full power. And this time you're going to have a right crosswind to deal with.
Okay.
So we'll be using a little bit of right aileron there. Good.
Okay, cool.
Looking all the way down that runway, and let's ease in full power whenever you're ready. Keeping in that back pressure and Relaxing some of that aileron as you speed up. Now reduce power, reduce power, reducing power more. See, we can get that nose up. That's what we're looking for. A little bit of right rudder. Easy on that aileron, a little bit of right rudder. Keep her going straight. Look down the runway. Nice channel motions. Right rudder. Right rudder. Right rudder. Yeah. There you go. Nice. Powered idle. And follow through with it. Yep. Powered idle and following through. All the way to the right. All the way back. Keeping that nose up. Good job. Nice. Using some brake here. We'll go all the way to the end of the runway. We won't leave any behind us because we're going to go ahead and take off this time.
Alrighty. First one is easier.
First one was a little bit easier, yeah. That last one you were a little bit more hesitant to be using right rudder to make the airplane go straight. You were trying to use right aileron to make the airplane go to the right when you really need to use your right foot.
Okay.
This is good, but just future reference, there's about 100 feet of runway behind us. That would be really handy to have.
Alright. Will do.
Cool, and we're going to go ahead and depart, and we're going to make left traffic for runway 36.
Left traffic,
Yep.
36. Do I need to say that I'm departing?
Yep, we'll go ahead and make a departure call. Just announce departing runway 36.
Perry traffic, Skyhawk 19668, departing runway 36. Wait.
You're good. Just fly the airplane now.
Okay.
Ailerons to the left, remember? We got a left crosswind there. Full power. Nice. Start to ease back on the controls, rolling that aileron out. Starting to take out some of that aileron. Use your rudders to go straight. Right rudder.
Oh.
There you go. Into 70 is what we're looking for here, and then accelerate to 80. Lower that nose for 80. Lower that nose. Lower that nose, good job.
And 25, 25?
Once we hit 500 feet, we can go to 25 squared, so another 200 feet. Cool, let's go to 25 squared, and we'll be making a left crosswind turn for runway 36 at Perry.
Left crosswind, left what?
Left crosswind for runway 36, Perry traffic.
Perry traffic, Skyhawk 19668, left crosswind, runway 36, Perry traffic.
Perfect, that was 100% perfect.
So after some high-speed taxiing, it was time to go ahead, get up in the traffic pattern, and do some low approaches. The idea here, since there's a little bit of crosswind, is it's really going to help flying the airplane down low to the runway, holding it off the ground, and keeping in that little bit of aileron, that bank angle, to counteract the crosswind, and breaking your hands and your feet apart, letting your feet control the nose, making the nose point straight down the runway with your feet using the rudder pedals, and then using your hands on the ailerons to control the bank angle, and using that bank angle to cancel out the crosswind component. Now, sometimes these low approaches do turn into touch and goes, which is totally fine, as long as we're holding that wing down and keeping that nose going straight with our feet. Then we can make it a nice little touch and go.
Now just focusing on that 70 knots, focusing on your nose here in this turn. Once you get onto base, trying to get those 20 degrees of flaps in. Final looks clear.
Then final?
Yep, watch that runway and turn to it. Don't overshoot it. Lower that nose so you maintain 70. Just keep that runway in sight.
Got it.
And expect to have a little bit of crab here because of that crosswind. We'll take out the crab here in a moment by applying the right rudder and left wing down. Let's try to go to get to 30 flap, and we're pretty high and fast, so let's reduce power. Good. Cool, now let's straighten the nose with right rudder. Yep, and put that left aileron in there to hold that left wing down just slightly. Yep, probably a little much there, so more right rudder to make the nose go straight. Good, now lower that nose because we're pretty slow. We're at 60, we want to be at 70. Good job. Looking great here. Just keep her coming down, keep that nose low. More right rudder, make that nose go straight. Just keep looking down that runway. Lower that nose, keep the speed in there. Lower that nose, add a little power. If you feel like you're coming down too quickly, add a little power. Right rudder. Right rudder, don't pull back yet. Good, flying her here, 5 feet, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold her off, right rudder, right rudder, right rudder. There, the nose is straight, beautiful, just like that. And we can see how much it takes with all that crosswind, and flaps her up, full power. And slowly rolling the controls back towards neutral. Nice job. Just a normal takeoff, accelerating through 70 up to 80, climbing up to 500 feet with the ball in the center, and we'll go to 25 squared once we get to 500 feet.
So it's time for us to keep trekking on northbound, although not in a huge rush given the afternoon thunderstorms building up just around the Atlanta area, so maybe we'll go ahead and find some cool practice airports along the way to try to burn up a little bit of time while some of those thunderstorms kind of fizzle themselves out.
Just announce that I'm departing.
Sure, let's go ahead and announce that we're upwind to runway 36, departing the pattern northbound.
Perry traffic, Skyhawk 19668, departing traffic pattern, northbound Perry traffic. I didn't say upwind.
That's okay. It's just helpful if you set upwind 36, then people would know where you're at, but
Okay.
that's all right. We'll do it next time.
Okay, so I feel like I'm real crabbing, but the ball's not.
As long as the ball's in the center and the wings are level, you're doing great. You are crabbing. That feeling you get the way airplane's drifting is because there's a pretty strong crosswind out there.
Okay, so what do I do to it?
Oh, nothing at all. You're doing great. If you're getting blown to the right, simply change your heading. But you're doing fine just like this. Ball in the center, wings level. When you're trying to climb like this, the ball's in the center and the wings are level. When you're trying to land, the nose is going straight down the runway, and the ailerons make the wings do whatever it takes to keep the airplane in the center of the runway.
And as we kept making our way northbound, I figured it was a good time to give Carly a little bit of a break from flying and a little bit of time to think and look at the sectional chart and work the radios, calling Macon Tower, letting them know that we were going to be transiting northbound through their Tersa.
So I'm going to go ahead and grab the flight controls here for a little bit and have you work the radio for me.
Okay.
My flight controls?
Your flight controls?
My flight controls. There's the iPad. That shows us where we're at.
Okay.
You can see that we're going to be cruising right near Middle Georgia Regional, Macon. So look up what that control tower frequency is for me.
128.2.
Cool, let's dial that up.
Which?
Yep, we'll put it into the active so we can start listening. And see if it's loud enough for you. Go ahead. There you go. Perfect. Now, where are you and what do you want to say to them?
Georgia Regional?
Yeah.
Middle Georgia?
Yeah, you could say Middle Georgia Regional or Macon Tower.
Okay.
Is what they typically call them around here, I believe.
Okay.
And so you could say something like Macon Tower, Skyhawk 668, 19668, wherever you're at in relation to them.
7 miles?
Yeah. Overflying the airport at 5,500 northbound. Just kind of a little courtesy call, let them know we're cruising through their airspace.
So Macon Tower, Skyhawk 19668, 7 miles west, cruising, transitioning through your airspace at 5,500.
Yeah, that'll work. We're not really going through their airspace. We're just transitioning the area, flying over the airport, because we're actually above their airspace.
Transitioning the area 4,000 feet. Or do we want to say 5,000
Yeah,
feet?
5,500, that's what we're going to,
Okay.
and we'll probably be there here shortly, so.
Okay.
Yep.
Is it good to say position, 6 miles?
Exactly,
Okay.
yep. Great to say the position, yep.
Through your airspace, 5,500. Okay.
Yep, we're not going through their airspace, we're just overflying the airport.
Transitioning through the area, right?
Yep,
All
sure.
right. Macon Tower, Skyhawk 19668, 6 miles west, transitioning through the area at 5,500.
Perfect.
November 19668, Macon Tower, transition approved, altimeter 3004.
3004, 9668.
Yeah, you could just say Skyhawk 668 or Skyhawk 19 or 668.
Oh.
Using the last 4 numbers, 9668 is kind of funky.
Okay, 668, got it.
Yeah.
Why, so these gray lines are what again?
A TERSA, that is a Terminal Radar Service Area, and so it's basically like Class Charlie services as far as flight following and radar services, but at a Class Delta airport. So all the Class Delta rules apply, but you have the TURSA services.
So why is there different service, like why is there different airspace for those?
Oh, it's kind of like an in-between between a Class Delta and a Class Charlie. I guess maybe you can think of it as a very busy Class Delta where they might want to have approach departure control. It's also just left over from back in like the 80s, you know, from like 30, 40 years ago. There used to either be controlled airspace or not controlled airspace. There wasn't all the different letters, all the different classifications. So TURSAs are just kind of a thing of the past. There's only about 5 or 6 of them that remain in the country.
But technically this Class Delta, the Middle Georgia Regional is 2,900.
Exactly, yep.
Okay.
And the TURSA is kind of optional participation, so you don't have to really do anything when you're going through it. Or you could, you know, request VFR flight following as you're going through it. Because of course, you know, you can request VFR flight following near Bravo airspace, near Charlie airspace. But when you get into some of these wide open areas like the Midwest where there's really just a bunch of non-towered airports, it can be really difficult to get flight following unless you're up very high. And this is just one of those airports that could provide VFR flight following for you.
Okay.
Without being up at, you know, 7, 8, 9,000 feet. So as I get up here to 5,500 feet, I'm just trimming nose down slightly to relieve some of that control pressure, me pushing forward. I'm waiting a minute. I'm letting the airplane accelerate to get to a normal cruising speed of about 100, 105 up here.
Okay.
And then I'll go ahead and slowly reduce my power on back to, well, about 20 inches or 20 and a half, somewhere in that range. Lock off my throttle friction control and then dial that back to 2350. And that brings my manifold pressure right back up to 21 inches. So I got about 21 inches and roughly 2350 for cruise. Still pushing forward there. So to relieve that control pressure, a little bit of trimming nose down. And now when I let go, the airplane stays pretty darn stable right where I want it to be. Cool. You ready for the flight controls?
My flight controls?
Your flight controls, all yours. So what we're doing now is we're heading up to this next airport. And that airport, we're basically just going to have you get me there using the GPS. And I'll give you some landmarks to pick out to help find it. And then from that airport to the next one, we're going to use the VOR.
Okay.
And now you can go ahead and you'll report that you're clear to the north. So you can say Macon Tower, Skyhawk 19668, clear to the north, request frequency change.
Request frequency change.
Clear to the north, yep.
Yep. Macon?
Macon Tower, yep.
Macon Tower, Skyhawk 19668, clear to the north, request frequency change.
Skyhawk 668, frequency change approved, good day.
Frequency change approved, 668, good day.
Frequency change approved, 668. I didn't
Perfect.
say good day.
That's okay. No big deal. Cool, so now we got rid of him, so who do we want to talk to next around here? You know, based on the weather and stuff, it's probably a great idea to start talking to approach and maybe get some flight following or some input as to what's going on with the weather. Although, you know, who we would talk to is probably Atlanta, and Atlanta is probably slam busy with a bunch of airline traffic that's trying to deviate around all that weather on the arrivals. So, may or may not work, but easiest way to get a frequency right now is we're still dialed up to Macon Tower. Go ahead and just ask them, say, hey, Macon Tower, Sky 668, is there a frequency for flight following in this area you could give me? And then just be ready to remember that frequency or quick dial it in here before you forget.
Macon Tower, Skyhawk 19668, is there any frequency that you can give me for VFR flight following?
November 668 suggests Atlanta on 124.2.
124.2, 668, thank you.
Perfect.
124.2.
Yep.
And that is Atlanta.
That is 124.4.
What? Sorry.
124.2. There we are. Cool, let's just listen for a sec here and see if...
Lost a lot of airspeed.
Lost a lot of altitude.
Yep.
That's okay. Yep, just let that nose come up a little bit. Start climbing again. You'll use some power if you need it.
Did you just say only use power if you need it?
Yeah, you can use power if you need it to go back up, but I think there's, you know, probably plenty of thermals and updrafts that'll carry us right back on up to 5,500.
Okay.
So in this case, we're going to be talking to Atlanta Approach, and we're just going to call up and say, hey, Atlanta Approach, Skyhawk 19668, and give them our position. About 10 miles north of Macon. 5,500, request VFR flight following to Madison, 52 Alpha.
Madison. Will they know, do I say Madison or 52 Alpha?
You can just say Madison, or Madison Airport.
So I do Atlanta approach, Skyhawk 19668. Do they come back?
You can just spew out the whole thing because it's so quiet on here that you probably be able to tell them your whole message. So go ahead, I'm going to play the part of approach. You go ahead and call me.
Atlanta approach, Skyhawk 19668, 5 miles north of Macon, 5,500 VFR flight following to Madison.
Skyhawk 19668, Atlanta approach. Roger, squawk 0125.
0125668.
Cool. I tried to throw in and ident into that sentence, but the student pilot cut me off before I could get it in there. So.
I was ready to make that radio.
That's okay. All good. So yeah, you're about 12 miles north of Macon now, so let's go ahead and give that a shot.
All right. Atlanta approach, Skyhawk 19668, 12 miles north of Macon. Request VFR flight following to Madison, 5,500 feet.
Perfect.
Confirm 19668.
19668.
Skyhawk going to Madison, is that right?
Skyhawk 172.
Or affirmative would be the good response.
Okay.
You can.
I want to make sure I put the right one in there. You going to Mike Delta, Quebec?
52 Alpha.
52 Alpha, 668.
I'm sorry, you said 52 Alpha? Is it a close one?
Affirmative, 668.
That's easy.
What?
I think he said I see you there. Couldn't quite tell.
No idea.
Just keep listening.
Cessna 668 squawk 0127.
0127, 668. 0127. Oh.
That was 3583, descend and maintain 8,000.
Maintain 8,000, Scott 3583.
Nice job.
I talked to the tower.
Approach, yeah, good job.
So they're not that busy?
Dog 668 radar contact about 20 miles north of, or about 10 miles north of Macon downtown out of 5,500 to Macon altimeter 3003.
3003, Skyhawk 668.
3003, Skyhawk 668. 3003.
Now what he was telling you is he saw you about 10 miles north at 5,500 feet, 10 miles north of Macon downtown. So what he's telling you is, yeah, that's correct, that's exactly where you are. Now if he said, I show you 25 miles north of Macon downtown at 2,500, you'd be like, whoa man, that's not me.
Okay.
You know, somebody else is squawking that code, you know, they shouldn't be or whatever. So they're just confirming that you are who you are. And if it all checks with you, no need to really say that checks. You know, some guys you'll hear, they'll say position L2 checks, altimeter, blah, blah, Skyhawk 668. Other people just reply the altimeter setting and Skyhawk 668, and that's adequate too. Whichever works for you.
So do you always repeat the ATIS back, or can you just say affirmative 668?
I always repeat the altimeter back just to make sure I have the right thing, because man, if you're off by half an inch, that's 500 feet off. So, you know, that deals a lot with terrain and traffic separation. So, always good to make sure you have the right altimeter setting.
Left, direct jet on.
Yeah, it'll be good for us to go ahead and pop into this other airport. Maybe try a little touch and go there.
Contact line approach 132.47.
13247.
132.47, 668. Atlanta approach, Skyhawk 19668, level of 5,500.
Skyhawk 19668, Atlanta approach, Athens altimeter 3008, advise the weather for Madison.
And 3008, we'll let you know when we got the weather for Skyhawk 668. So he said...
He wants to know if we have the weather for Madison.
Exactly, yeah.
So we're going to call up.
Well, we can see here, Madison has no weather. It doesn't have AWOS or anything like that.
All right.
So we can look there, there's really no information. The weather is what you see out the window. We're going to have to overfly the airport.
Okay.
So I'm tempted to just lie and say we have the weather, but that's not really a good thing to do. So let me call them back and let them know that there is no weather at Madison. And Atlanta approach, Skyhawk 19668. Looks like there's no AWOS over there at Madison. We'll just let you know when we got the airport in sight.
Number 668, roger.
And approach, Skyhawk 19668, starting to VFR descent out of 5,500.
November 668, roger. There is a Skog just west of the airport. Got it in sight about 3 miles out. Let me know when you see it.
We're looking, and we got the weather for that airport next door.
Thanks.
So there wasn't exactly an AWOS or an ASOS at the airport we were going to, but there was an airport nearby that had one, so we listened to that weather and let approach know that we had the weather for the airport that was just right next door, and so at least we had a pretty accurate altimeter setting and a guess to what the wind was doing.
And you can go ahead and say Atlanta approach, Skyhawk 19668 has the field in sight, then he's probably going to come back and he's going to give you that standard routine of Skyhawk 19668, Atlanta approach, radar services are terminated, squawk frequency, there's squawk VFR change approved.
So I say frequency change approved, squawk VFR.
Exactly.
We're talking Atlanta approach, yeah.
Correct.
Atlanta approach, Skyhawk 19668, airport in sight.
Skyhawk 668, roger, radar services are terminated, squawk VFR, change advisory frequency is approved. Have a good day.
What did I say?
Squawk and VFR, frequency change approved, Skyhawk 19668, good day.
What?
Okay.
What? He says 3 things. What's the third?
Radar services terminated, and that's the one we ignore.
Okay.
That we had talked about from before. Let's go ahead and squawk VFR, and let's go ahead and change our frequency, because we are awfully close to the airport, and we'd love to listen to what's going on around there. The frequency for the airport is 122.8. Let's go ahead and make a little radio call. We're about 4 miles south.
Madison?
Yep, Madison traffic.
Madison traffic, Skyhawk 19668, 4 miles to the south, Madison traffic.
4 miles to the south.
At altitude, whatever.
Descending out at 2,700 to overfly the airport at 2,200.
So go again?
Oh, no, it's all right. We'll overfly since we got the weather for an airport that was like 10 miles away. You know, we'd like to actually see what the weather's doing around here, especially with all the thunderstorms in the area. The wind could be pretty different. So we'll overfly 500 feet above traffic pattern altitude, which will be 2,200 feet. We'll look down, we'll check out for the windsock. See a windsock down there?
I do not just yet. I see a circle. I don't see
Okay. Now careful, as you're looking, you're pushing the nose down, you're 200 feet low, so be real careful about that. You can hear the wind getting louder on the airplane, so just ease back on the pitch to raise your nose, trade that airspeed to go back up in altitude. Do you see any flags down there? Any smoke down there? Anything that could give you an idea which way the wind's blowing? Nothing?
I don't see anything.
Okay, I'm going to jump on the controls with you and just turn a little sharper to the left here. We're going to look down and see if we can find it together.
Is that... That's a really washed out one, isn't it?
Yeah, so that is a windsock, and it is favoring the north runway, runway 32.
Alright.
So, for Madison, it is a right traffic pattern for runway 32. So let's go ahead and make a right turn to head back to the other side of the airport, where we can join the right downwind at a 45-degree angle for runway 32. And we're going to want to go ahead and not descend here. So as you're turning, don't let that nose drop.
So we flew about a mile or two away from the airport so we could come back around in that little teardrop shape to rejoin the traffic pattern the right downwind for runway 32 at the 45-degree angle as you'd like to join the pattern. Now, one thing to pay attention to here is look at the sectional chart for Madison. It leads us to believe that the runway is 3,800 feet long. However, if you don't verify that in the chart supplement, you won't realize that runway 32 has a pretty significant displaced threshold, and although 3,800 feet is plenty for a student pilot, well, with that displaced threshold, it may not be enough, and you may actually have to find another airport or wind up doing a go-around at the last minute when you realize you've come in a little too high and a little too fast.
Make that radio call if you can.
Madison County, Skyhawk 19668, right base, runway 32, Madison County. I said Madison County.
That's okay. Madison traffic, Madison County, people will probably be able to figure it out. We're on a base, so let's go ahead and go to 20 flap.
Pickens County traffic, 100 Yankee Bravo, 2 mile final, runway 5.
2 mile final?
For runway 5 at Pickens County.
Oh, whoops. Alright, not yet.
Sure, yeah, be patient with it. We'll see if we can make it a full stop. If it looks good, otherwise we'll just make the low approach and go around.
Alright, so I'm going to turn final.
Sure. Just keep that runway in sight, and you decide if you're undershooting or overshooting it, or if you're right on. Oh, it's looking great. Rolling out right onto final, beautiful.
Look, I've never had that perfect of a final.
Yeah, now let's watch the speed here. Let's keep her at 70. And then when you're able, easy with that nose. That nose is moving way too much. Small adjustments with the nose. Yep, 30 degrees of flaps. Small adjustments with the attitude. Getting her back lower there because you let that nose come up way too high on you, so you're about to lose some speed there. So yeah, you're at 60. Lower that nose. Lower the nose. Go back to that standard attitude that you always see as you're coming down.
How do you think I'm fine?
Looking
a little
pretty
low,
good.
Or no?
Oh, maybe a smidge. Just go ahead and ease in a little power, but be ready to take the power out.
Take the power out? Or
Sure. Looking down that runway. Letting that nose down. Good. Letting that nose down. Good. Good. Look down that runway. 20 feet. 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold her off. Hold her off. Hold her off. Now we can go ahead and go around. Go around. Full power. Full power. Yep. Go around means add the power in. Don't let that nose pitch up on you. Fight the nose. I'm going to get first few degrees of flaps for you. There we are. Nice. Climbing away at 80. And we can probably go from 20 flaps to 10.
1, 2.
There you go. Nice job.
What was our airport elevation?
The airport elevation was about 700 feet.
So 1,200 for traffic. Okay.
No, it'd be 1,700, just plus 1,000.
Oh. Madison traffic, Skyhawk 19668, upwind runway 23, Madison traffic.
And let's go ahead. We'll just stay in the track pattern for a second here while I find my phone so I can get an updated picture of the weather radar around us, wherever it went to.
Oh no.
25 square, right? As soon as we pass through 500 feet. There we are. Keeping that runway in sight the best you can over your right shoulder. Try to fly a nice rectangular traffic pattern. Cool. And we'll just keep this right turn going all the way around. Actually, I'll tell you what, you can roll out to your left here and give me a heading of about north.
Of north? Okay.
Yep, give me a northbound heading.
Are we still climbing?
Yep, we'll still climb. We'll plan on going up to at least 4,500. Yeah, so once you decide that it's not looking so great and you want to go around, immediately get that throttle in there. It's not doing you any good to pause or wait. The throttle is going to be your friend.
Okay.
I'm surprised these thunderstorms kind of fizzled out. And it's actually really good. It's made the air pretty stable. The overcast makes it nice and cool and easy and smooth air. It's awesome. It looks like we'll be able to make it past that line. I thought we might get stuck on the southern side of it for today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it looks like we'll actually might get past it.
Cool.
So we continued on up to Gainesville, Georgia, and I figured it might be good for me to go ahead and demonstrate a landing and kind of talk Carly through one at this point. It had been a long day, and then let her come back around and try one herself.
Airport, Gainesville, Georgia. Automated weather observation 2214 Zulu. Wind 240 at 06. Visibility 10. Sky condition few 4,600. Few 9,000. Temperature 25 Celsius. Dew point 23 Celsius. Altimeter 3011.
Gainesville traffic, Skyhawk 19668, entering left downwind, runway 23, Gainesville traffic.
Perfect. That
Gainesville
works.
traffic, Baron 524, Papa Echo is off the active runway 23, Gainesville.
Better to undershoot than overshoot, so
Okay.
whenever you're ready, start that turn. Keep that runway in sight. Watch your speed. Good. See how you're undershooting? So go ahead and start shallowing the bank. Shallow that bank, yeah.
Gainesville traffic, Skyhawk 19668, final, runway 23, Gainesville traffic.
Good. Now, see your speed's coming up there a little bit. So let's just reduce power and let that nose rise ever so slightly. That'll dump some of that speed back to 70. Let's go 30 flap.
1, 2.
Cool. I'm going to jump on the controls here. So I'm on the controls with you.
Okay. Do you want
And yep, I got the throttle here. See, I got 2 white lights.
Yep.
My nose is off to the right because I got a little bit of wind there, so I'm going to go use a little bit of left rudder to straighten out my nose. I'll use the ailerons however I need to keep the airplane in the center of the runway. And just looking down that runway, looking for 70 knots here. Come down a little bit much. There's 1 red light. Going to go ahead and start easing in some power just to arrest that descent ever so slightly. Got 2 red lights, but we're clear of all our obstacles. Still looking okay. I got power in. It's a pretty stable descent still. A little bit of right wing down, it looks like, for that crosswind. A little bit of left rudder in there. Looking down, 50 feet. Starting to slow her down with a little bit of pitch here at 20, 10. Starting to relax some power. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding her off. There we are.
And then once we got up to a safe altitude, it was time to transfer the flight controls back on over to Carly and let her come in for a full stop.
There's your PAPI lights. You can see you got 1 white, 1 red. Looking great. Don't get slow, though.
I undershot it.
You can see how you got 2 red lights there. So we'll go to 30 flaps. That'll help balloon us up a little bit.
1, 2.
Yep. There we are. 1 white, 1 red. And just using power to maintain that. Trying to hold the pitch steady, though I'll keep your airspeed steady as you come down here. Trying to keep that nose just a smidge lower. Just a smidge lower on the nose. You keep lowering it and then grabbing it right back. Just keep lowering it.
Gainesville traffic.
If you're too low, add in a little power. Look down that runway, a little bit of power to correct for those red lights. Good. Looking all the way down that runway.
November 1410 Foxtrot, turning left crosswind for runway 23, Gainesville.
About 50 feet. 20. 10. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. And powered idle, you're on the ground, powered idle. A little bit of right aileron there for that right crosswind. Right aileron. Right aileron. Keeping that right wing down.
Gainesville traffic,
Nice.
Skyhawk November
You're on the ground.
1410 Foxtrot, turning left
Are we
downwind,
stopping?
runway 23,
Yep,
Gainesville.
we'll make it a full stop. There's a taxiway up there that will go ahead and we can take all that weight off that
Okay.
nose as we're rolling out. We'll make the right turn of that taxiway up there. Very nice.
Oh my god.
You touched down, you did that all on your own. I didn't touch anything.
That was
the
my
only
first
thing,
time.
That was, yep, that was pretty much your first time landing without me touching anything. So that was good.
More aileron bank.
More right aileron to keep the airplane, you know, because you don't want it to tip over to the left because we got that crosswind pushing us to the left. And so a little bit of right rudder to get back on center line, a little bit of right aileron to keep that wing pin down and make sure that power's at idle so that airplane sticks to the ground and doesn't want to fly off again.
So when it touches powered idle.
Exactly, yep. If you're touched and you're on the ground, keep her on the ground by taking the powered idle. Clear right.
Carly's super excited because she had her first landing where I didn't have to, you know,
Touch anything.
yeah, or freak out and be like, oh my god, yeah. Very nice job. We are paying for extraordinarily overpriced fuel here at Gainesville, Georgia. And the goal for tonight is going to be Knoxville, because I've been there a whole bunch and they come pick you up from the airport in the hotel van and it's just kind of better off to stick to what you know sometimes. So onward to Gainesville, Knoxville. Been a long day. Really long day.
John makes mistakes too, guys. John makes mistakes.
Really tired. Really excited to get to the hotel. So we used up the last little bit of daylight to do a little bit of pattern work at Gainesville and then proceeded on up towards Knoxville Downtown Airport. Had a beautiful flight, pretty uneventful, and then left it up to Carly to end the day on a good note.
Knoxville Downtown, Skyhawk 19668. Final, runway 26, Knoxville Downtown traffic.
Cool. We're going to scare all these cows that are sitting on the other side of the river here. Very nice.
A little bit more power, I guess.
Just a smidge. It's coming back. There you go. There's the 1 white, 1 red. Looking good. Good. We've cleared our obstacles. And we've got ground underneath us now. Let her come down, let her come down. 10 feet. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Flare. Hold her off. Hold her. Just hold her, lock it in. Yep, don't be pumping it like that. Yep, lock it in. Nice. That was awesome. That was so awesome.
But
that was really good.
I bumped.
Well, that's PO, right? That's pilot-induced oscillations doing that. You're trying to just make it too good. Trying to make it too good is not a great idea. You just gotta, you bounce a little bit, no big deal, lock it in. That was awesome. I didn't touch anything.
I did it again.
You did it again.
End of day one, and we learned what PIO stands for. POs? Pilot-induced oscillations. Learned that. But Carly also had 2 good landings, 1 really good one. And yeah, hopefully tomorrow, many more. But we learned that landing an airplane is much like a baseball bat swing, a golf club swing, a tennis racket swing. There's a swing and a follow through. You don't do a lot of that in and out stuff.
You just lock it.
Yeah, and
let it go.
Gently pull it back. So pretty good. We got a ton of footage to download for you guys. Hopefully we'll actually like turn this video around quickly. That is the goal. Knoxville, Tennessee is where we made it. So another 600 plus-ish miles to go, depending on weather. And hopefully tomorrow, early Friday, Oshkosh.
We'll be at Oshkosh.
Yeah, we will see you guys tomorrow when Carly rocks it all the way to Oshkosh, guaranteed. Lots of really good touch and goes to come. You guys just wait, you're gonna be amazed. It's gonna be really good.
I'll be amazed.
Yeah.
Right.
See you guys in the next one.